Hey, it's Kevin with Permeate Evangelism. One of the hardest parts of evangelism can be starting a gospel conversation. There's so many ways to start a conversation, and we want to continue to share with you practical steps to help you in sharing the gospel. Today, I'll give you 3 practical steps to start spiritual conversations. First step is to pray. This may sound simple, but we often do not do it, and we underestimate the power of prayer. Colossians 4:3-4 says this, "Pray for us too, that God may open a door for our message, so that we may proclaim the mystery of Christ, for which I am in chains. Pray that I may proclaim it clearly as I should." Paul here is praying and asking for prayer, that there would be open doors and that he would speak with clarity. As you spend time in prayer each day, you should ask God to give opportunities to share the gospel and pray that you would have boldness and clarity in how you share it. Second, listen to God and others. This is done in 2 ways, listening to God's voice and listening to others. God still speaks, as it says in John 10:27, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." Even recently, I've had the opportunities to share the gospel, whether it was at a Burger King or a playground with my kids. I had prayed that God would give me opportunities that day. I saw someone and I had this burden from God and thought in my mind that I had to speak to them. God used both of those conversations. I do believe God gives us this direction through His Spirit in our day-to-day lives if we are listening. Also, listen to the conversations around you. You'll be surprised how much people talk about suffering in this world, latest world news, or the questions about life in general. If you listen to their questions, we can bring in biblical truth and ultimately the gospel, which answers people's deepest longings and questions. Third, ask direct questions. Sometimes people say that there are rarely open doors. However, there are open doors. We sometimes just have to knock or turn the doorknob to test if they are open. Be in prayer to ask God for guidance, but then go and start asking some direct spiritual questions. For example, you can ask, "What is your spiritual background?" Or, "Do you ever think about spiritual matters?" to understand what they believe. You should listen well, and then you will almost always have an opportunity to share what you believe and the gospel. Another question is, have you ever thought about what happens after life? People actually are open to this question and leads us right to the gospel. So let's put this into action today or this week. Pray, listen, and ask. Please know that I'm praying for you as listeners to share the gospel. Send us a message if you have had an opportunity to share the gospel so we can celebrate with you and also even share your story with others.